Y'all, Devin here. Dope. DOPE. Data on previous encounters. Victoria found this stock and noticed that it looked like it was retracing. Jeremy is going to build up his dope on this chart, and you will actually see the way that we try to teach people at Bullish Bears, the fundamentals that we try to get across so that you can find these too. Congratulations, Victoria. Awesome. Without further ado, here's the vid.
BXRX at the moment, it's kind of trending upwards, so I'm wondering, have I managed to sort of identify the point where it was in a downward trend? I got in just as it broke out of that trend, and now it's trending upwards, but I'm wondering...
What was the ticker again?
BXRX. Bravo X-ray, Romeo X-ray.
Okay. That's our classic retrace.
What does that mean? It's going up 50%, yeah. What does retracement mean?
Well, you look at yesterday's trend into the after hours.
Yeah.
A nice long trend here. Look at about the halfway mark of that whole height from bottom to top there. It visited right to 50% of that trend.
So where it is 489 or wherever it is now, that's a 50% retracement of the previous trend then, is that correct?
485 was the retracement.
All right,
low.
485, yeah.
And then,
sorry, I'm looking at your chart, I'm not specific, but yeah, I see your point, yeah. So it's going up now.
Look at today's trend, you've got basically it hit a peak 729 here. This is a descending trend. All right, where's the 50% level? Right about the top of this opening range bar. So if price is going to stay in a trend here, that's your first target. That's where people are going to take profit. So right about 595. And currently it is trending off the bottom. It did break out of that angular resistance. And you always draw these on those channels. And this is why.
That's what I'm doing now, yeah.
You know, you throw a line down. At some point when it breaks out like this, that's consolidated and broken out. First it'll make a measured move from a regression line out from the break. So if you find the regression line, that's about the middle of that channel. We've repeated this range from here to here, out to here. The range didn't go up or down. It's just the length of time or space it took from regression line to angular. This is where you're going to see some price action. If it's going to pull back one last time before it continues to trend, this is where it will do it. And it just flashed that candle right there, that 5-minute candle, touched the 8 period and bounced. Look at that on a 1-minute chart, and it becomes a little more apparent. It's just a big wick. So you've got your measured move already outside of this, and there is the 200 period to boot right there. That's a resistance point. If we continue to trend here, it's got to break above that 200 period and continue on to that 50% mark. And let me go draw that again.
This is brilliant. Can keep going, Jeremy. I'm paying full attention, all right?
I'm thinking as I do. There we go. And $6 is right on par with where that is. I would say most people would take profit probably about $5.99, but to be honest with you. So if this is going to continue to trend, the 50% target of this is right here at that $6 level, $5.99. You also got to consider that it doesn't always go the full 50% move. Oftentimes it'll stop somewhere halfway. And since we touched 481, we'll round that to 5. What's the reciprocate? Roughly 550. We might even call it 555. But look, there's a 1-minute or a 5-minute candle. That's a point of control right here. And then every time you spot a point of control, think of it as a price target. And how you see where I always have my price targets number, like price target 1, price target 2, extension, whatever. They're all just points of control. So you're just trading from one to the other. So if you got long on this break here, kudos, you killed it. You're already in a great trend. You can sit here with a manual stop order to where you can just hit the market button to get out of that trade and take your profit. Because of the range of these candles, this would be very difficult to trade a trailing stop here. You'd have to do it mentally, and you're basically just going to watch that 8 period.
Yeah, when you say do it mentally, you mean do it manually. So
right.
I haven't got a trailing stop. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. The wicks keep wicking down, right. And there's no point putting a trailing stop on because it's going to get hit.
Not at all.
I'm just sitting here waiting with my finger ready to go in case anything.
That's it. And all you have to know is, where you're comfortable taking profit. And
so around about 95 or $6 then. Okay, I'm going to try and take it just before then, because I'm only just starting to learn about the 50% retracements now.
gotcha. And it's a guesstimation too. And another thing to know about that 50% retracement rule is that, like yesterday when I traded CNET, I had a limit order sitting at the bottom edge of that 50% retracement. But the 50% retracement is a range in itself. And I'm going to knock that out for you real quick too. So we take our descending trend, we draw our lines on it, and it's just basically a regression channel. One thing to know is there's a range here. You can see where it accumulated in a range before it broke over bearish, right? So there
That's what I was looking at.
is some substructure. So if it gets some extensions in there, those control candles within that range are going to be valid as secondary targets. So if it continues to run through that $6 level, it's got extensions. And then we'll break it down to the 1 minute chart again.
I don't want to be greedy though, so I'm going to take it round about the 5.95 mark, which it's actually coming up to now on the 1 minute chart.
Right, and this is where greed is going to happen. So you can sit there and trade it on momentum, or you can leave a couple parts of that trade on. If you wanted to sit there and manually take a market order on it real quick, like, you could get an extra penny or two out of it. It's just knowing where those levels are is going to behoove you, because if you've got quite a range here in that consolidation. If it gets to 695, you could say, okay, well, I can take like 75% of my position off and leave a couple hanging on, so take a little bit more out of this if greed pushes it higher. And you don't always have to stop at a 50% level. You just know that a lot of people are going to start taking profit there. And then oftentimes when you get these regression channels after a bullish trend, they'll do one of two things. Either they set up accumulation in that area and then break over as a bearish measured move, or sometimes, let me see if I can find an example here. This is a little bit short, but like you have this descending trend here, made a retracement to about the top 73% in the pre-market here, trended down, came back up. That was establishing a previous pivot. So like right at that $4 mark, once it broke that, after another accumulation, it finally trended out. So when you have these regression channels, always know that they have the potential to continue for 100% retracement. They'll usually break over at exactly 100% or just under it, and then retest a 50% retracement and then continue to trend. So you can get multiple trades out of a chart like this in the future. So if you're looking at this as a quick day trade, yeah, you kill it. You make a really nice percentage return just running to the 50% line and the lower range of the 50% line. But you can maintain some of that position in this range, and if this thing gets to where greed pushes it beyond this pivot here, this 620 area, it's got potential to go and retrace every candle in that previous trend. So like whenever you see me trading a double bottom, I do this all the time. I'll mark out all the levels and all the extensions so that I know if it breaks one, it can make its way to the other.
Yeah, I'm going to keep an eye now on this 595 area, and and I'm going to be quick off the mark if it goes down or up from there.
Exactly. So essentially when we get into these, we've taken a nice clean reversal, a nice regression channel break. We're aiming for that 50% for a quick day trade. If it trends, cool, we can continue to ride it. We've got all the levels marked out. We went and looked left on our price action, found all the important points of interest. And if you're really rapid, you can know where those are. And for some reason, Weeple does not transfer this to a 5-second chart. You can sit there and scalp to each of those stinking levels as they come on a 5-second chart. That's because it doesn't have a 10-second chart. And that's what I would do with futures. I would go and find all these levels, mark them all out. But if you know where all those 1 minute levels are, you can know the exact moment to take profit looking at a 5-second chart. So if you want to talk about taking profit, boom, you would have hit your market button right in that 1 minute candle. And you would have definitely confirmed that ahead of time right here on that 8-period break on a 5-second chart. Before I could spit it all out, it's happening on a 5-second chart. But note, there's point of interest here. There's 8-period. And we're going to continue up after a pullback, it looks like. But knowing where all those levels are is going to really help you with being able to scalp a very short time frame chart. And when you set them all up on your longer time frames, you can sit here and look at this and be like, okay, I can scalp this on a 5-second chart. I can hit that market button and get out of this trade right quick when it rejected here. But I'm going to look at my 1-minute chart and decide, is this just a pullback, or is this going to test the 8 period and continue trending on?
That's what I'm doing. I'm looking at it I'm looking at it on the 10-second and the other one as well, just to sort of see what's going on different timescales. But here it goes now. It's testing the 985 and it's going to test the 995 now.
Oh, yeah, 590.
So I'm getting ready.
I just saw that wick on the 5-second chart nail that 590. Pretty sweet.
Oh, I love this. I'm all excited.
595.
Don't count BIVI out yet.
Going through
Not yet.
995 now, so it's just touched and broken through 995. But I'm gonna see if it shows any weakness. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Just watch the trend. So it just pushed to 595 with a wick, and you can watch that 5-second chart to confirm, is it going to pull back here and test the 8 period one more time, or is it just going to keep on walking?
It's testing the 8 period on the 5-second chart.
There's a break, but watch the 20 period here, and then watch your 8 period on a 1-minute chart. So if you see a trend form on that 5-second chart, like if you, gosh, I might even have to switch that to HA candles to really see the trend break.
I'm out.
There's your trend reversal.
I don't care. I didn't want to be greedy.
Oh, totally fine. You went right to 595. You did good. So
yeah,
here,
I made 45 cents profit on that.
Not bad. And
so, like you say, don't be greedy, isn't it? Because look at it now.
Right.
It's jumping all over the place. It probably is going to go back up, but don't be greedy.
Exactly. You don't have to be. Or like I said, if you had some size in this position, you can take a big chunk of it off, bank that profit, and leave some on just to
yeah.
Walk the
if you had
trend.
like 30 contracts on or something, then you can sell 10, sell 5. But I've only got 1, and I'm not going to stop looking at it now.
Risk management is definitely going to completely govern what you do with that. But I'm just saying you've got options when depending on account size or how much position you have on too. So that was a quick little clean short-term trend reversal. But again, I watched that 1-minute chart, and that was just a wick to the 8 period. But there is some weakness here.
Yeah, and the thing is, it was showing weakness on 2 different charts for me. So I thought, well, that's enough. And again, I'm just happy that I got in and out, and it was disciplined. It did what I was supposed to, and all right, I didn't have a stop loss on that. It was all manual, but yeah, 45 cents. But more to the point, it was disciplined. So I'm just happy for that.
That's great.
That's the best part of it. You got your discipline, and you stuck to it. All right, so now we're just threatening that 8 period on a 1-minute chart. This can drop a quick red candle right to about 575, and it's just a tick below that that control point right here, ticker 2. 577 is point of control now. But oftentimes these guys will pop it right below that just to take out some more stops in this trend. There it goes. And when you look at the HA candles on the 5-second chart, you can see that was a quick turn. It was under the 8 period, right in that bar, after the 8 period crossed below the 20 periods. This confirms that this is likely to trend a little bit here for a pullback. And then if you look a little bit further out on your 5-second chart, don't hesitate to draw on that thing. That is a wedge. So there's point of control right here. And you can see there's a wedge right there. Bam. Third knock on that wedge. Watch for a consolidation candle and then a push through the point of control. And this is like purely screen time talking here. I mean, I've been in this chair for a while watching these, and you just get to know them intimately. Even though it broke the 8 period on the 1-minute chart here, and it wicked just below that point of control, it still bounced out for one last grab. Where did it stop? Right at that point of control. This is some excellent price action we've had on some penny stocks to make some really, really good teaching moments.
Oh, what do we always say? There's always something to trade.
That's it. Even if SPY's flat, not giving it to you, there's plenty of pennies out there to scalp. There's plenty of plenty of MES contracts to go around. Anything you want, there's a product for it. You just got to be able to know where to look for them, and then go and get your price action down to the point where you can just scalp the living tar out of anything that moves.
Hey, if you're wondering where to find them, you know what Jeremy was just saying, and if you're wondering how to get your price action down, I'll give you a hint. Bullish Bears. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit that bell.